And we're live, everybody.
And we're live.
Today is Monday, August 3rd, and as you may have noticed, it is 8 p.m. Pacific. We did this a little 2 hours later. It just works for us. That's all it is. It's a little bit better for us to do. I just killed the link, but we're still live. How you doing, Kpro?
I'm great. Yeah, we're trying something a little bit different. And it's really funny because we tried something a little different and we had some open time because tonight was leftover night. And so I wasn't cooking and I was in Amy's chat who decided to go on a little earlier. So I was in there, but we were getting stuff done. There you have it.
Are they still on or did they get off?
I don't. They're probably wrapping up if they're still on. I don't know.
If Hecky were going for a while. I know Nick was on there. I know Davio was on there.
There's the whole little crew. It ended. Oh yeah, see, Amy's already in there. Grab some popcorn. She did ask about the agenda, so I've kind of given little bits and pieces out. But yes, Holly says we cannot say clips anymore. We're not giving clips. We're giving the whole enchilada.
Unedited. All right, everybody. Yep. So if you don't know who we are, I'm Cowlazars. That's Kpro on YouTube. Anyway, we go live Mondays and Thursdays. We give info about treasure hunts. We've got the Michigan treasure hunt, Johnny's Treasure Quest. We've got Mr. Clue down in Georgia. We've got the Enigma of Dolos online. We've got a new one tonight. We've actually got breaking news, the treasure hunting amusement park, everybody. At the end of the show, we're going to give you a brand new, I can't call it a treasure hunt. Can you call it a treasure hunt? It's
a treasure hunt. And you know what the funny part was? Amy's group was all talking about UFOs. And I said, UFO update. And she's like, are you just messing with me?
No, we're not.
No, we literally have a UFO hunt. It is something you have to find and you get cash prize or you get a prize for it, whether it's cash or treasures. So that's a treasure hunt.
So thumbs up for UFOs, everybody. And we'll talk about it after the Forrest Fenn part that we're going to.
I say we flip it tonight because we can be we can dare to be different. I say we do all the updates first, then we do the next.
I'm okay with that. So this UFO one, I can't call it a ride. So the Forrest Fenn was the big roller coaster, and the breakfast tea and bourbon riddle is this, and all the different treasure hunts or rides. If you guys go back to the old, we do get a. Where do I get my fast pass? PD Bronze. Your super chat. That's how you get a fast pass. Whatever question you want in on a super chat. Super chat's open.
You know what?
That capability.
And I've had so many emails. Like, who are you guys? What did you do? So why don't we take just 30 seconds as people are filing in here? And who are you and who am I? Well, and what's our channel about?
First, let's do it this way. We could show them this way, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
It's open when it's light, it's open when it's dark, it's the treasure hunt amusement park. Masquerade and Forrest Fenn are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give them a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with Kpro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook.
The dream of the treasure is the hook. And me and Kpro, we give you the info so you can have the dream of that treasure.
So I'm the newbie to treasure hunting because I came into the picture maybe 5 years ago. Family member got me involved, bailed out after a little bit. So I was really into the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. Mike and I met because he's been in the amusement park forever. He's been a part of treasure hunting. And then
I wish you weren't a liar.
All right, sorry.
He's a little ornery. And he and I met doing a fundraiser for a searcher who had lost her home and business in the California wildfire. And we've been together YouTubing ever since. So I have Hint of Riches. He has Cowlazars channel. Many people ask us why we have two channels. There's a reason for it from the past, but we kind of had two different brands and things, and now we're a we. Because in our household we say we. But I live in North Carolina. He lives in Nevada, but we visit each other. We make things happen, and we are all things treasure hunts.
That is one thing, if anything, that me and Kpro too do is we make things happen. A lot of people have ideas, but me and Kpro make them happen. Junction and the function we did with Cynthia, but we made that
Function
happen.
in the junction.
Junction, whatever it's called. World Series of Fenn here in Vegas. We made that happen, right?
It was a poker tournament for searchers. There was over 100. It was awesome, or around 100. It
and
was
the
fun.
Jamie Jordan drawing for the searcher lost their house in the wildfire. A lot of people made that happen, but it was Christy's idea, and she's the one who started it. So,
well, there was, I think everybody contributed in some way, and that's why it was so successful. But Mike and I probably, between us, put 1,000 hours in. And fundraising is really hard. It's not just setting a link up and, doing whatever. It's really challenging. So that is the awesome part about treasure hunting is you find friends. My best friend's a searcher. My boyfriend is a searcher. My children are now searchers. So that's what
there's the dog licking his foot behind you.
And he's scratching his ear. He got groomed. This is the same dog as before. That was the big fluffy thing. He now looks like a little Doberman. So God only knows what he's gonna do. But yes, he's a little tiny guy.
A late happy birthday to GTC. His birthday was over the weekend.
Yeah.
Greg Docs Chase, GTC over on YouTube. Amy Seeks also on YouTube. She was live before we do. We all talk about treasure hunts, but me and Christy have put it into a treasure hunting amusement park. Yep. We equate each treasure hunt with a ride, and we say the ticket is whatever the book is or the PDF or whatever gives you the info for that treasure hunt. That's your ticket to ride. And yeah, that's how we do it here on the Hint of Riches YouTube channel.
So many new people. So we still talk Forrest Fenn. I was in a new hunt and they're like, you Forrest Fenn, there was one negative comment about Forrest Fenn treasure hunters take stuff too seriously. And it's like, yeah, we did because it was $1 million plus. So some of the other rides, they're not as big, but they can be just as fun. And we're going to give some updates on that tonight.
And then after the updates, we will, in fact, pick up where we left off on the Forrest Fenn Douglas Preston interview from November of last year. And we're just going to show it. And maybe we'll show the rest of it. Maybe we'll stop once again. We'll see where the time is. But there's a couple new things to talk about. So what do you want to do first, Kpro?
Let's talk about Vegas Die first, because Vegas is, we might be in Vegas, at least for a little while for me.
All right. Vegas Die, everybody, is a treasure hunt. That ride is going to open on September 15th. September 15th is the official launch date for Vegas Die. It is a treasure hunt. It is a boots on the ground treasure hunt. There is a proxy item that will be hidden. Actually, it's already out there. We heard from the author in Las Vegas, Nevada. You get his book. You read it. There are clues on where it is. First person that finds it gets $2,500 plus. I believe they're going to do 50 cents per book sales. Yep. And what's really cool is the proxy item is a pieces of 8 shipwreck coin. It's got a little certificate of authenticity that it's from like 1680. And I did confirm with him that you get to keep the coin as well. The pieces of 8 real, I think they're called. You get to keep that as well.
Full freaking coin is what I call it.
Yeah. I'd really like to have that for the treasure hunting bookshelf that we have right there. But here's the really cool part. The book comes out September 15th, and you can pre-order it from Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all those kind of places. But don't tell anybody, all right? But just between us, you can actually order the book for me and Kpro right now today. You can pre-order if you want to. Kpro is going to tell you how much that book costs, but if you pre-order it from us, the author will personalize it for you. That's the first thing. He'll put your name. He'll put whatever message you want. Or if you want him to make up his own message, he will personalize each and every book. If you want to send it to a loved one, he will put their name. He will personalize it to them, that treasure hunting partner in your life. And we are going to get the books around September 1st. We're going to get the books about 2 weeks early. If you guys pre-order it, I will get them in the mail as soon as I have it. So you're going to get the book about a week earlier than anybody else, would be my guess, at least a couple days before anybody else. The other thing is, he said if we sell 40 of those books, The big 40. We're about half that right now. But if we sell 40 of them by September 1st, on September 1st, the author of Vegas Die, Stephen Grogan, he will release a hint regarding the treasure hunt. That's all he told us. That's all he said. All right. Tell him everything I missed, Kpro. How much does that book cost?
Which one? Okay,
Vegas
wait. So
Die.
one of the things that you guys don't know or may not know is Vegas Die had a 1.0 treasure hunt. That's what we call it. So there was a first version and then there's a second version. I think we're down to the last book of the 1.0. We went and bought a bunch of them up and we've gotten them out to you guys. I think we have one left, but the 2.0 is coming up. And many of you also have asked, how long is it going to take from when you get them to get them out shipping? Those that don't know, Mike and I each have a day job. And so, but we are going to commit to getting them out in a day or two, tops 2 days. But I think we'll work on it. We'll get them next day, package it up, and then send it out.
If we have the books, we will go live. I mean, why? That's what we do. We go live when we have breaking news. So
yeah.
Once we have those books from Stephen, we will go live, tell you guys about it. And the very next day, I will commit to getting those books in the mail to you guys. So how much does that book cost, Kpro? If and only if they order it from us.
It's 24. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong because I always correct you when you are. $24.99 plus shipping, handling. It's less than 30. I think it's $29.99 out the door. Everything as long as you're in the U.S.
Out the door, shipped to you, $30. Just call it $30 even. So in the chat and also down below in the description is our PayPal link. Anybody, and you don't have to, we're just putting the information out there, everybody. Anybody that orders a book, $30 shipped to your door via media mail. We've got about 23 orders so far. We got to get to 40 and Stephen will give us that hint.
Yep.
And it's all going to be a lot of fun. It's awesome because it is a treasure hunt in the city that I live in. So we're definitely going to be doing live shows on the book. We're going to be doing private Zooms like we do with Beacon Star and we've done with some of the other hunts on it. So it'll be one big Vegas Die party. So anybody that's interested, it's there if you want to order it. Amy Seek says I ordered it. Bobby D
and
says I got mine.
Several of you have said you're ordering and can we go boots on the ground? If I'm in town, I will. And I won't say either of us will on any crazy idea that you have because there's no way like if that happened on the Forrest Fenn hunt. But if you have something that looks plausible, we'll go and check it out for you, especially if it's near us. So that's going to be kind of the advantage as well.
And this is, in fact, what Stephen sent us to show us what the proxy item is going to be. This is a little paragraph on the coin. It's an 8 real. The date is 1679. Anybody who knows about Spanish coins, mint, Patasi, a say or C, whatever that means. 97, it was recovered in a shipwreck. This was the person, and that is the coin. So, but I will say this, after having worked on the first Vegas Die, Stephen is still saying the mantra, nothing is as it seems. Ooh, kitty, kitty, cuckoo head. You want a Vegas Die book too, but you're a cat because you can't have one. Vegas, he says nothing is as it seems, so I don't know what that means. In the original treasure hunt, the dagger was a bookmark. Is that coin the actual coin? Is it something that looks like a coin? We don't know. We got to get the book and we got to figure it out. That's where you guys come in. We want to have a big Zoom party and figure this thing out. So the cat right here can't order Vegas Die, but you guys can. So if anybody wants to order, the PayPal link is in the chat. You're muted, honey.
You touch the cat, so here comes the dog because you cannot touch any animal.
Another one. You can't order Vegas Die either because you're just a dog. I know.
Holly, you have no idea. We laugh about the animals' names, but they adore them, and that makes somebody has a good soul when animals. Both of those animals next to him are over 14 years old. I've had them since birth, and they are both rescue animals. Oh. No, they adore him. They are not loving me right now. They love him. But he happens to have, like you guys saw, we had a little stash of candies. He has a little stash of treats for the animals. So he's just
speaking of stash, if you guys are in our Facebook group, which is called Cowlazars and Kpro Grand Adventure, you'll see the things we post. You'll see the things that Kpro finds around the house. You'll see the different things we post. I'll put a link actually.
Shame on you, Mike. Relationships
in the chat as
built
well.
On trust.
Yeah.
Okay, buffets. Somebody said, what about buffets right now? In Vegas, buffets are not actual buffet. Well, they're buffets, meaning they have a lot of food out, but you're not allowed to come and take any of the food. They actually have to serve you. It's a whole thing. We're trying to get through this. We're trying to figure it out. We're going to probably start up the poker channel because poker is alive and well and growing in Vegas. And yes, you guys may have seen I did get escorted out of a casino 2 days ago. Yeah, we won't even talk about that tonight. Things are a little strange all through the world, but I did not comply. Didn't know I wasn't complying, but did not comply with coronavirus regulations and whatever.
Don't be a player hater.
Yeah, they were a player hater. They said get out. So anyway.
That is Vegas Die, guys.
Okay.
Upcoming treasure hunt September 15th. What else would we have going on?
Okay, let's talk. Do you want to talk the UFO hunt next?
Yeah. So, guys, we say these treasure hunts, they're rides in the UFO. They're rides in the treasure hunting amusement park. Now I'm into UFOs. Cowlazars.
Oh, he so is.
He won. Las Vegas. You guys know what I'm talking about. This next one, I can't call it a ride, though, because it's a little bit different. If you guys remember the old school carnivals, what did they have other than rides? They had attractions. They had the bearded lady. They had the 1 foot tall guy. They had the centaur. I don't know. Whatever.
The 1 foot tall guy. Okay.
The midget, whatever it is. They had the
Michael, you cannot say that word.
Well, small person? What? I don't know.
That is an acceptable term.
But I'm talking about the back in the day. That's what they would say. This is not me.
There are certain words that you say. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Just tell me.
I wish you could shut your big yapper.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Holy just said freak show, so I guess that's just
freak shows. There you go. So maybe this is apropos. Somebody reached out to us, and I am going to put his email in the chat right now because he told me to. This person is into the UFO community, and this person has a book that is really cool. I'm going to show you guys some of the illustrations that he's done. He has researched actual documented UFO sightings. Okay. I'm going to show you the PDF that he sent me in Kpro. Let me find it. And what his treasure hunt is if anybody out there has actual pictures of UFOs from UFO sightings. Sorry, kitty. If anybody has actual pictures and he doesn't want digital, he wants the old school photographs that cannot be, altered. He will pay them $5,000. So it's kind of a treasure hunt. It's a hunt. It's a hunt for sure. It's a UFO hunt. It's a different kind.
Wow.
Let me find out where it is.
And I think he's tapping the treasure hunting community because he knows this is what we do.
Check this book out, guys.
It's huge. It is
Dark
thorough.
Fire. Look at these pictures. I would frame some of these pictures and I would put them on the wall. Again, these by Michael Schratt. The guy's name is Michael Schratt. I guess he is known in the UFO community. I don't know if he's been on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens or not, but he has definitely been on a UFO podcast that I've listened to. If you look up his name, he's definitely been out there in the community. So Paul Hynek gave a little forward. I believe that is Dr. Hynek's son. I could be wrong. But look at some of the pictures. So basically, he's taken all these documented sightings of UFOs and he's created pictures out of them. And what he's looking for is your actual UFO pictures, if you have any. Remember the Phoenix lights way back in the 90s? I mean, that was huge when those lights were over Phoenix. I love this kind of stuff, but I'm going to call it an oddity, an attraction, not an actual ride in the amusement park. Because this isn't the traditional read the story, figure out the clues, find
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So, but and this PDF is free, by the way. He is not selling anything. So
it should be in the amusement park, but it's not an official ride. I like how you put that.
And it's not a freak show. It's actual an oddity. It's a curiosity. I think curiosity is a better word. This was one, the FDR, the aircraft carrier. They said this thing was there. This is a pretty popular one. It's just all this really cool, neat stuff. Look at that. So again, this is free. So his email address is right there in the chat. Email him. He will send you this PDF. He will also explain what it is he's looking for. I believe he's looking for 3 photographs. And anybody that can supply him 3 actual photographs of a UFO, he will give them $5,000. That's what this is. So you guys, look at that. I would frame that and put it on the wall just because I'm a UFO conspiracy type.
The room is being extremely ornery tonight.
Well, of course, because it is. I mean, yeah, you hear this stuff and you think, what are we in the Twilight Zone? Is it a Twilight Zone episode? But it's just really cool. It's just a cool PDF to read through. One. But
It
can
is
you imagine if
interesting.
you were looking for Forrest Fenn's treasure and you're right here on the bank and you see this thing in the sky? I mean, what would you do other than hopefully snap some pictures? But I mean, what would you do if you saw? Some people have seen things. Some people think they've been abducted. I mean, there's
Okay,
a
I
lot
will
of
tell a funny
weird
story.
stuff.
I grew up in Southern California, and one night there was this huge thing in the sky, like you were just showing, and we all like took pictures. I actually, my parents called 911, and it ended up being like Goodyear Tires blimp. And it was in the evening. They had all the lights on it, and they're like, they got like 2,000 calls from people saying it was a UFO.
Yeah,
Oh, and
there's
it is a full moon tonight.
there's definitely stuff out there. Now, is it an alien civilization or is it another government that has some technology that we don't know about yet? Is the question. There's definitely things out there. Look at this. I mean,
No, let's go.
crazy.
Okay,
Okay,
this is
you guys
yeah.
get the idea. It's UFOs. It is a curiosity in the treasure hunting amusement park. If grandma has those Polaroids, she says with a UFO when she was a kid, contact this man. He says he wants to buy your UFO pictures.
There you
But
go.
again, we're just here to pass the info. This is his email once again. It's our AuroraCAD5 at AOL.com. He will send you that PDF. I am not sending the PDF to anybody. It is his. It's copyrighted. He let me show it. It's his to send. Okay.
And he has all of his personal info, so it's not like he's doing this anonymously at the end of the PDF. The PDF was well put together, so I give I give him some credit. The room is being silly, funny people.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, we have a
also
few
get the
more
word out.
announcements before we jump into the newest, the latest Forrest Fenn next piece, part 3 of the interview that we did last November. Okay, so what do we want to talk about next? Do we want to talk about, we have the Michigan hunt to talk about, we have our hunt to talk about, we have the grand adventure, and I've decided right after yours is done, I'm going to do mine, and let's see who could sell more tickets.
Well, mine's going to be a little bit bigger than a normal grand adventure, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. You want to talk about Mr. Clue real quick?
Mr. Clue's on my list, AGK's on my list, and then poker last night. That's on my list.
Poker last night. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, Mr. Clue is a YouTube channel. If you look up Mr. Clue, you will see he is doing a brand new treasure hunt. His first treasure hunt was in Indiana. There was like $16,000 worth of gold that somebody found, which is awesome. His treasure hunt number 2 has started. It is confirmed. It is in Georgia, the Peach State. He's going to give 3 clues to where this thing is, which is a proxy item, I believe. It is a jar full of coins. In his first video, actually, I'll just show it. How about that? He shows the coins. There's some Roman coins in there. I think there's some shipwreck coins, like what we were just talking about.
And
Cool.
I'm going to do a little shout out to him. You have to remember first, this was his first hunt, the last one that he did. This is the second of a series. The second thing is, after some people did not like his solution because it did match to many different areas or whatever. And he said tonight on Amy's channel earlier, he got a lot of hate mail. Here's the thing that you can do. If you hate his hunt, don't start hate channels. Don't send hate mail. Don't have hate forums. Just pick another ride. Don't pick it in front of the amusement park ride that you don't like. Go find the one that you do like.
There's enough rides. You'll find one.
Yeah, don't. And so I just don't want any. We had somebody that ponied up a really cool prize and did put something out there really unique and interesting and seems legitimate and honest. Oh my gosh, we don't have many of those. So let's make sure that we just send some love to Mr. Clue.
So this is not a proxy item. Bobby, thanks, Bobby, just told me this actual jar full of coins is what you will find. His clues will lead you right to it. And if you look down here, we have got gold Seljuk dinars from the Crusades. We've got silver dirham from the something empire. We've got ancient Roman coins. Estimated value $1,200 to $1,500. No proxy item. The glass jar is waiting for you. Anybody who lives in Georgia or anybody that's close enough to go search, contact us. I love to figure these things out, even if you're the one that's going to find it. It's just fun to go over riddles and stuff. So yeah, Mr. Clue on YouTube. Everybody go subscribe. How does he only have 257 subscribers?
Crazy.
It doesn't cost anything to subscribe and just look at the clues. Even if you're not in the state, something may click. And you might be like, in 1974, when I drove through Georgia, I remember, I know the interstate number to get off on it. It clicks. But anyway,
Exactly.
Mr. Clue on YouTube.
There you go. AGK Hunt. So everybody knows and loves A Gypsy's Kiss. They are well underway. We have over on Hint of Riches, hintofriches.com, put up a sub forum called AGK. I really think nobody really needs to worry about this or buy the book because we've got this handled. We've got this down. Mike and I are going to take it down.
The treasure hunt that's not out yet. That one.
Yeah, it's about a month out. I think he said September 1st. They're going to have a book out. They have a poem and a book. You guys know AGK and Toby, but I do want to do a shout out because it seems they are getting more and more cash prizes, more and more donations, more and more cash items, and anything they do really well. And even though I love my search dad, and some people said I'm disqualified because he said family members, search dad is a fun thing. I'm not related to Toby. I am taking this home and buying them. I don't know if I told you, Mike. I told Toby we're buying him a steak dinner when we come and pick up
the cash. That's right.
Exactly.
The big steamer trunk full of fun treasure. That's right. Steak dinner for sure. I just put the link to Hint of Riches in the chat. If you don't know, hintofriches.com is the place to go for the forum for treasure hunts. There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, that's that one. Do you want to talk about Michigan? Do you want to talk about August 4th, our big hunt, or our grand adventures?
Let's talk about Johnny's treasure quest. You guys heard about this guy, right? You want to tell him, Kpro?
Yeah, so it's caught national news. Basically, Johnny had a jewelry / it looks like collectibles, like silver bars and coins and those sorts of things. And it looks like him and his family decided to retire, and they said, how do we liquidate? Let's start treasure hunts, $1 million worth, all over the state of Michigan. Mike happens to be from the same area as Johnny, and so knew this area.
Backyard, except I'm in Vegas now.
Yeah, but
okay.
Mike still has all of his high school friends, all of his school friends, everybody.
None of them are interested.
Well,
it's
none
funny
of them.
how certain people are like treasure hunts. I don't understand. What is that? It's stupid. It's like what?
Well, it was funny when you brought the coin when we played in that poker basement.
The Forrest Fenn.
Yeah, and it was they were like, oh, okay, but they weren't into it like some people would be. Anyway, we bought in. Somebody asked me how we were in the Facebook group. Did we actually buy in? Yes, we actually bought in. So we bought in. So what he's doing is a series of hunts. They go from like 4,000 and they're going to go up from there. I think the first 6 hunts, they range from 4,000 and they're going up to about 14,000. You pay between $50 and $60, $70 for a ticket. They have been limited up to this point between 500 or a little bit more. And you get in. So Johnny's Treasure Quest is the Facebook, but then if you buy a ticket, you get into the super secret group, which is only the ticket holders. And so Mike and I got into the first hunt. We did decide, even though we had one team kind of set up, we did decide to buy an extra ticket just for us in case we wanted to go a different direction, in case the other person wanted to go a different direction, depending on what we decided to do.
Just to make it legit, we wanted to get our own ticket. We were interested how he's doing the clues, the riddles. We can't share it because it is a private thing and it hasn't been found yet. It started Saturday, was it?
Yeah. And we really wanted to support, we always say support treasure hunters, originators. So buy a ticket just because. It started on 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. So there's 500 tickets sold. And I will tell you, since it hit national news, it hit Fox News, it hit a lot of the news wires all over the nation. He sold out. I think he sold out of 6 of his hunts so far. And he's selling out within a couple hours of announcing them. I will tell you that, so we're in the private Facebook group, and I will say out of those 500 plus, like Mike and I have one ticket. So there's a few extra in there. I would say a majority have never treasure hunted before. They just see this as a fun thing to do because of coronavirus.
They drove around for a couple hours and went, I don't even know where to look after the riddle that was short is like 4 lines and there's just not much there. It's very generic. It's kind of like a poem that we know about where you could go a million places to make it fit. So a lot of people got frustrated and quit, I think. Plus it rained there all day today from what I hear. So
and yesterday. Well, so let's start at the beginning. So Saturday he releases, Saturday morning, he has about 8 to 10 admins. He releases this pretty cryptic poem. We can't share or show you the poem because it's still active at this point. And it's pretty generic. It has some keywords in it, but it's basically one stanza of the Forrest Fenn poem. And it's go find it. There was a little bit of, okay, so the first 4 or 5 hours was a lot of pictures of a lot of people having fun. They were out with their families, they were out with their kids. One person put the shovel with their dog's mouth, in their dog's mouth. They were just having a great time. And then I think people realized, oh, this isn't that simple. And there was a couple grumpy people like, I'm done. This is stupid. And
I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a foot race. I think they thought
yes,
Johnny was going to go, this is where it is, go. And they were all in their cars at 10 a.m. But when it came out and that it was a riddle that you had to solve, they were like, oh, what is it? So,
yeah. Yeah, so it has been okay. So here's a couple of the things. There is now that we know Black X. It's about hand shaped, or about hand size, and it's a wooden X that he painted black.
left it on.
So basically, what has happened is a lot of people didn't understand though. This is a treasure hunt. They're like, what happens tomorrow by the end of the day? They're like, is this over? And for the Forrest Fenn hunters, we're like, yeah, it can go longer than a day. So they did a fantastic job. A lot of their admins were clarifying, and they're like, when do we get clues and hints? This will be the only part that I give a little bit of a critique. A lot of their admins and Johnny were answering questions and giving hints. Like someone said, what color is the X? He said it was black. Well, some people were like, and then he showed a picture of it. And then somebody said, can I have access to the area 24/7? And he said, yes. Now, people were asking questions. So you had to, my job on our team was just to continue to monitor the Facebook for all these extra hints that really helped. No trespassing. It's on public property. It's not on private property. There's no trespass. If there's a no trespassing sign, don't go there. You don't have to pay a fee to get there. It's not only because of coronavirus, you don't have to pay the fee. So they started with best of intentions to answer questions, and it ended up a huge amount of hints. But then people were saying, I need a hint. And it was like, we've gotten about a dozen hints. And so once the person got the answer, some people were deleting their original post. So then it was gone. So people were then screen capturing. So there was a little bit of havoc happening, which was okay, but it was all, I think, Johnny and crew, best of intentions. Then, oh my gosh, we get an email. I think it was about midday on Saturday that said, the GPS has gone off. Now he has buried it under an X that he put on the ground, and he said it was on the ground. That was another hint. And he said, it's gone off. Everybody please hold. And then didn't get back to us for about an hour. I know they went as quickly as they could, but an hour in treasure hunting time, when someone says, like, if Forrest would have announced, the treasure's been found, but let me confirm it and I'll get back to you in an hour. Oh, there was like 200 people like, do we have an update? And because so much of it there's no announcements. They weren't using the announcements for everything. People were going into anything. So there was 10 or 20 posts of what's the update? What's the update? What's the update?
And that's why we like to get involved in these treasure hunts, because we want to look at what works and what doesn't work for our treasure hunt that we're going to do. So
the minute that they had the information, they did put it up. They sent someone out there and someone walked over it. And I guess it set off the GPS, but they walked over it. It was still there.
Could have been a deer that walked over it. Could have been an animal. I mean, it could have been a lot of things. I mean, I don't know how sensitive is
except
GPS
for they said they had a footprint that was in, because it had rained. It was there. And so some people said, can you put the footprint up? Oh, and it was like, no, don't put the don't. Crazy. Yeah. And some people, so Amy Seeks, it's interesting because she says, Johnny said there'll always be an X, so no need to dig randomly. Since people hadn't seen the X, there was like some random twigs. Was that the X? Was it an X? Somebody found like a deer hunting X that was spray painted on a tree. They're like, is this the X? I think that's the reason he put it out, which he was really smart too. But at the beginning, we didn't have that information. So people were digging. Go ahead.
And Mike. Just so you know, because I don't think we said it, the prize for this particular treasure hunt is 2 100-ounce silver bars. So 200 ounces of
Yeah.
silver at current prices is like $5,000. So, and that's what's actually there. It's not a proxy item. It's there with a GPS in a bag. And he's basically said, hey, if you find it, contact me and give me the GPS back. But there's nothing that says anybody that finds it has to do that. They can leave the
Yeah.
GPS there, take the bars, and they're out of there. So Johnny has to
Yep.
go check it every time the GPS moves, I
Well,
guess.
so Randy says, was it found? So Saturday we thought it was, then it was, and I actually posted on Grand Adventure. We might go live this afternoon if we get if it's over, we'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
No, it's now back on.
That's
Our treasure
not
hunting team member headed right back out. I think a lot of people did. They were able to refuel. Some people were just done. They're like, I've never tried anything like this. We're done at this point.
And Randy's from Clare, Michigan, which I totally forgot
Ah.
about. He's my brother from Michigan. So if there is a Clare hunt, I will definitely talk to you, Randy, and let's solve the freaking thing. So I don't know if you still have friends and family back there, but I do, that we could get to go look. But anyway, yeah, once it's solved, we will do a live show just on it. We will show you the riddle. We will show you what the answer was. What's that?
Wait, so then Sunday, this was Saturday. Then Sunday, what happens? The GPS
Again.
goes off again.
Again, yeah,
Yes.
one a day. Yeah, that seems
It
to be the
goes up.
norm. Yeah.
Yes. And then in the middle of the night last night, it went off again. They think maybe it was an animal. They have confirmed they believe that treasure hunters are out there. And then it even gets worse. They said, GPS has gone off again. Their guy to go out, they call him the scout. The scout went out there to check on it, got injured. And
You're
so
right.
there's
We don't know
some
what that
sort
means.
of, we don't know what it means, but then everybody was like, here's the coolest part about this hunt. Everyone's like, who cares about the treasure? Is the scout okay? And then they're like, so people have been posting how fun it is. A guy was really frustrated when he was out searching. He lost his car key and he was so angry. He was like, I'm done with this hunt. I was out here to. Another searcher went and picked him up, got him to safety. Another searcher found his car key and posted it and said, is this what you're looking for? And so right now we have a bunch of non-treasure hunters in this hunt, which is so great because they are not bitter. They were just having fun. There are some people that are like, yeah, after 2 days, I'm done. I don't think they realize 2 days isn't a really long time. So that's the only thing. And I think Johnny and his team are going to be taking in everything that's happened. They asked on day one, when should we put out the first hint? Because they thought it would be done. Many people said wait till Saturday, so then those of us that work can get back out there. So they're so trying. The only thing that I would say is if all the admins could go completely quiet and Johnny during the hunt, because again, when you have one person's entire job is to get all the hints, and there was and I actually posted them. I said, here, let me put this together. Did I miss any? And some people were like, oh, you missed this one. It was down in this thread or that thread. You only have 500 people on a forum, but people were going crazy. So,
Okay. So, but yeah, again, once it's solved, we'll actually I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's ongoing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
once it's solved, we'll actually do a show on it. We'll go over the explanation and we can go over the pros and cons of it. Right.
Oh, yes. And guess what? They're selling merchandise. Oh, don't be a hater. It'd be awesome. I want some merchandise. I just think it's awesome. They'd had so many requests. They have put like coffee mugs and t-shirts and all that together. And I think it's awesome. Okay. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to because Mike said no, and Mike's the boss.
That's right. Okay. Hang on a second.
He thinks I'm being non-sarcastic. Okay.
That's all you care about.
Oh, who said that? All right. Let's talk about the grand adventure, shall we? So here's the deal. I've made a couple puzzles. I call them grand adventures. I've put them in YouTube videos and people have solved them for fun. People have paid a minimal amount of money to do them and have won some treasure hunting books. And now me and Kpro have, because Kpro is like, people don't get ciphers. People don't like your grand adventures. Cut it out. And I'm like, people love my grand adventures because I am Cowlazars. But so let's find out. I want to put it to the test. So this is what I'm going to do, everybody. I'm going to make a grand adventure that's going to be a series of puzzles, not just one. It's going to be a series of puzzles, a series of videos that you have to solve. And me and Kpro have a little over-under bet on how many people are going to participate. But here's the catch on this one. To participate, it's going to cost $10. They're going to be private videos on YouTube, maybe Vimeo, could be another password. You guys don't know. It will be $10 to participate. If you when you pay the money at a certain date, which will be toward the end of this month, at least 3 weeks away, I'll have a release date. So everybody starts on the exact same day and time. $10 and all the money from everybody that buys in goes to the winner. So if 20 people buy in, that's $200 and all of it will go to the eventual winner. Details to come, but just buy it because I want Kpro to eat
Well,
it.
no, and you know what? I'm going to throw down. I thought of this earlier today. We didn't talk about it, but here's what you do to me all the time. I'm just going to announce it here. Then I'm going to do a hunt, non-cipher based, and I'm going to charge $10. And I want you to see if you're interested in it, and I want you to buy it, and everything's going to go to the winner. We're not going to make a penny off of it, and let's see who sells more.
So this one, it will have ciphers, but it'll also have wordplay. It's got a couple different things. I'm mixing it up a little bit because I am charging $10. Not just going to be some D&D pieces on a board, even though that was an awesome video and an awesome cipher. You guys, I'll give you details, but if you guys are just like, I know Cowlazars, I know Kpro, if you guys are doing something, I'm in. I'm going to put the PayPal link in the
No,
chat.
his is going to be more cipher based and code based.
There'll be some.
Mine is going to be less. Mine's going to be more wordplay and imagination. There might be a light cipher in there, and you know what? Or buy both and see which one you can solve quicker. And we want some feedback because we're also doing a series of like big hunts, and the first draft is done. And we did some recon today. I hope you guys don't have a GPS on my car because today was a big day.
Well, here's the deal. Hale just said I'm down for $50 on Cowlazars hunts. No, it's only $10. It's $10 to play for this next grand adventure. Winner gets all of it. I will give updates on how many people are in, what the prize pool is. I may throw in some money if I talk Kpro into it. Maybe not. Yeah, with that look,
Not
no.
the deal.
Maybe
That
not.
wasn't the deal.
But if anybody wants to, like he said, $50, if anybody wants to donate more money, that would go to our big treasure hunt. And thank you to Richard McKeever and thank you to Cheryl, who both have supplied coins and money.
And
for
Mr.
our
Clue
future
announced in
big
Amy's
treasure hunt.
Mr. Clue announced in Amy's tonight, and I think you already said it. Mr. Clue's donating something.
Yeah, pretty cool. We don't know what it
Very
is.
cool.
It's going to be a mystery item, but that's not going to be for this grand adventure. This grand adventure is only $10. Anything above $10 you want to send will go toward our other bigger hunt. Just want to make sure it's clear. So yeah, I'm just putting the initial word out there. I'll be working on the grand adventure about the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a series of videos. I think you'll like it. For anybody that's into puzzles, into riddles, into ciphers, into just treasure hunting, and the thrill of trying to understand what's going on in here and come up with the correct solution. Yeah, let's have some fun with it. So that is Cowlazars Grand Adventure coming soon. $10 entry fee this time, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think it'd be cool to, and you know that's one that helps you not want to share it with others because they need to buy in because then you get more money at the end. It's $10 you should be able to put in, even though 3D Braun says he's going to charge $9. We'll buy yours too.
No.
It's really not the money portion. We wanted to see what, if somebody had to put a little bit of skin in the game, what that would look like. This is a little bit of a test for our big set of hunts that are coming up. Big, Mike, do you want to briefly talk about that?
Ray C, don't think you're going to put a code in the chat and I'm not going to decode it real quick.
Oh goodness, now he's
hang on.
Squirrel.
I'm going to see
Squirrel.
what
Squirrel. Have you ever watched the movie Up? Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, here he goes.
What?
I think there's another hunt for $7. Randy says. Randy, I don't know if you've seen all the hate stuff lately. Mike and I are not allowed to harass you. We're not allowed to talk with you because we've been harassing you. Oh, it's so silly. So silly. But yes, we know of, actually, Randy, I think Mike would say you have
and I want to, Randy, true to his word, update on the Beacon Star. He got the reviews on Amazon. He made his video about the token. Very interesting that you painted it to blend in. It's almost like it's hidden in plain sight. So everybody can check out Randy's channel. That is called Valentine Goose on YouTube. There's still our group that meets once a week for the Beacon Star. Tomorrow we will go over your video word by word, Randy, because that's what we do.
Randy's like, I've been harassed.
Randy.
Apparently so, Randy. And we apologize to anyone, especially Randy, if we have been harassing him.
And of course, I'm going to use the D&D miniatures for the new grand adventure. You think I'm not going to? But it'll be a series of puzzles. You'll see. It'll be fun. So $10, anybody that's interested in that. All right, Kpro. And then what's last?
Okay, so, well, I wanted to talk about, so we're having a big hunt, or a bigger set of hunts. We're still working on it. We can't put out a lot of detail yet. It's going to be a short, but it's going to be about 2 to 3 pages per hunt, with some with at least an illustration. And there's currently 7 chapters, but a chapter is literally 2 pages. So we're talking 10, 15 pages tops. Some are a little less, some are a little more. And each of those are going to be an independent hunt, and then there might be one mega hunt at the end. We're still working that out right now. But we thought a series of hunts would be fun because we're going to learn as we go. We're kind of mirroring a little bit of what Michigan hunts are like. We're going to learn a little bit, but we want you to know there's a series and it's going to build up. We're going to take donations. Do not super chat though, please, because they take 30%. We want it to all go into the prize pool. So PayPal if you want to. If you want to send something, those will all go directly in to the prize pool. We're still working on it. So we actually have been working on it for a few months now, before the Forrest Fenn hunt was revealed. And we aren't trumping anyone else. We want to give it a little bit, but we're working hard on it now. First draft is done. Mike, I actually read it to him as if you see his updated Facebook page, as he was just hanging out in the pool. But we haven't actually gone back and forth. We're developing the clues for the first one right now, and that is the hardest part. So we're working on it.
I think you guys will really like the story, but that's all I can say right now. It's going to take a couple months on that one, guys. It's down the road. Like Mr. Clue said, hey, is there a time limit for me to send something? No, just send it. By Christmas is what I would say. Get it to us by Christmas if you want to donate something for this big treasure hunt we're going to do. Grand Adventure, $10. I need 25 people to buy it.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
You weren't going to put that number out.
I didn't say that was the number. I just
you
said
can keep a secret if one of them's not Mike.
People to buy it. That's
Cowlazars.
Cowlazars. Treasure hunts.
Yeah.
And we still got a Forrest Fenn clip to play, and it's not even a clip. We're playing it unedited.
Oh, well, hold on. Yeah, we're like 3 minutes away from that. August 4th. What's happening?
What?
Shame on you.
What's going on?
Shame on you. What's happening on August 4th?
August 4th is when the solution's going to be released, right? I didn't say that. Dale said it. I don't know. What is that? Tomorrow's August 4th. What's happening tomorrow?
What's happening for the Forrest Fenn hunt on August 4th? Do you want to put any wager in?
Oh, you're saying, is anything going to happen? I don't know. I would give it till Monday. Maybe this weekend something might happen.
No, but August 4th, it was on Expedition Unknown. That would make Forrest Fenn a liar, even though Forrest Fenn never said anything. Come on, you got to read the hate, Mike. Come on, read the fine print. Didn't Forrest say it?
Somebody said it. I don't know if Forrest said it. Somebody brought up an August 4 date, and it's going to come and go, and it's going to be a big, and that'll be that. But hopefully Forrest puts something out this weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, guys, I might be wrong because I don't know everything, even though some think I know everything because I'm on Forrest payroll. I've never gotten a penny. But he can send a check if he wants to.
Think about it. Forrest lives on his own timetable, people. Remember when he got out of the military, he took that little calendar thing and he ripped it up and he threw it along with his watch. He doesn't go on, you have to do something by this date. Forrest lives on his own timetable.
Well, and the legal
ready to release something, him and the finder, they will.
Right, and the legal stuff right now is still pending. I hope I'm wrong. I don't believe there'll be anything out. And I believe Forrest will receive hate. Dale will receive hate just because something's not out on a day that was invented. There you have it. There it is. So many people asked me. I got many, many emails today about what are we expecting tomorrow? I don't think we're expecting anything, but that's just my 2 cents. And they're not even worth that. There you go. Okay.
Actually, does Forrest have a birthday coming up, August 22nd?
Yeah, he sure does.
I think that would be a perfect day to release the new Grand Adventure. So maybe we'll see if I get it done in time.
Guess who I'm spending August 4th with at least a little bit of time?
Who's that?
Cynthia Meacham.
Oh, nice. Tomorrow? Oh,
yeah.
Is that when the big announcement is going to come, when you two are together?
You never know what's going to happen if Cynthia and I are together. So we are going to spend a little bit of time together tomorrow, and there might be some shenanigans. There might be. I'm just saying.
Hashtag shenanigans, everybody.
Shenanigans.
All
okay. Right. Shout out to those of you. Last thing before we get into the Forrest Fenn clip. Those of you that do not know, there is a poker group. They're on Poker Stars. There's about 150 treasure hunters. This started a few months ago when we just started. We needed something to kind of get through the time. About 20 to 30 people get together every night. I got together with the crew last night. I won the tournament. So, it can't be too hard of a tournament if I can win it. I just wanted to do a shout out to them. If you want details, just email me at kpro3@aol.com. I will get you the details. You do have to have a code and know what group it is and all that.
Bunch of
But
searchers that play poker for fun.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
It's not real money. It's for fun.
Right. It's for fun and bragging rights. And I knocked out,
Yeah.
hey, if you knock out 9
That's right,
clues
Kpro.
Mike was like, I was like, oh, he goes, what, you got knocked out? I'm like, I just won it. What are you talking about? And so I'm shocked that you thought me and 9 clues, I was going to get knocked out. He typically collects my chips. So, okay, so there it is. There you have it. And so those of you that do not know, we went and interviewed Forrest Fenn. It was Mike and I. Cynthia was there, and we had a documentarian with us. His name was Alan, a colleague of mine. We are working on a documentary. It's taken some different directions lately, and so we put it. We went and we interviewed him. We were supposed to get 5 minutes with Douglas, 5 minutes with Forrest. We already showed the Douglas part, which was about 20 minutes long. We put out the first 20 minutes or so of the Forrest Fenn portion. We have another, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 minutes, somewhere around there, wherever there's a natural break. We wanted to do right around the 15 to 20 minute mark. We do not believe that there are any hints. This was just fun.
3D Bronze, our old friend. Thank you for that super chat. 3D Bronze, can people still get this from you if they're interested? Are you still making these? I know you were doing the mask thing for a while, but is this still available if somebody wants to? Isn't that pretty awesome, everybody? But I was just wondering, is it still, if somebody wanted to buy one from you, can they still make one? 3dbronze.com, everybody.
Yep.
Let us know in the chat.
Okay. And the only reason that it's not funny what 3D Bronze says, announcement is Kpro is Forrest Fenn. There is a searcher that confronted me at one of the events saying exactly that. And I was like, but you've seen me and you see me right now. Like, I'm not Forrest. And they're like, yes, you are. And I was like, okay, I don't know how to answer that when it gets that kind of weird. But there's been several things that happens at these events that you never can even make up. What was I saying? Okay, so we are at the point of sharing so we were putting out small clips when this was going to be the crux of our documentary. There are about at least, I think, 15, if not 20 documentarians that have met with Forrest that they only give little clips or they never give out anything. I have been there a few times. I have talked to some of the documentarians asking them to do what we're doing right now. Most don't do it. So some people thought if you had this information before, you could have cracked it and, oh, we stopped you from getting the Forrest Fenn treasure. That's just silly. No, there's no super secret hints. There's just some fun looking back that we want to do. So we're going to show it all because some people thought we were editing at certain pieces. So we just wanted to put it all out. We got about 20 to 30 minutes at the beginning with Douglas. We got about an hour or so with Forrest. And then we got a Douglas and Forrest at the end interview, and that was maybe a half an hour. So that's, and I might be wrong with exact minutes, so don't hold it against me later. But that's kind of what we have right now. So we wanted to play so we played the Douglas portion. We played the first part of the Forrest portion. We will probably have 2 or 3 parts of that. So this is part 3, which is about 15, 20 minutes into our last part discussion. And we're going to play
right where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over to you, Mike.
All right. And the more I think about it, the more I like it. So the new Grand Adventure will be released on Forrest Fenn's birthday. 22nd, breaking news.
Wait!
What? What's wrong?
You're supposed to release yours before that, and I'm supposed to release mine on August 22nd.
Well, we could do ours together. Or we could combine them into the same. Like
no, we're not combining. This is a competition.
Oh, okay. Well,
oh, okay. So it may be August 22nd.
Maybe it's both on the same day, but they're separate. You got to pay for yours and pay for. Which one would you pay for, everybody? Kpro's Grand Adventure or Cowlazars?
Oh, we're totally
There could be
doing
a
that.
competition. $10. All right. All of it goes to the winner. We're not keeping any of it. All right. Anyway, that'll be another day. We'll talk about the Grand Adventure.
Okay.
Hey,
We
Russ,
have
on.
waited long enough because we're about an hour in. We want to get this part out as well. So this is the second portion. So we've done a lot of introduction. We can have some meat in there, which is great. Some people thought so much so that it gave it away, the location. Chasing Indy on Tika. And you can buy both. If you're up for both, that's okay. But now you have to say which one when you send it to the PayPal. Oh, you're going down. You're going down.
We'll see. We'll have details on that next week. Me and Kpro will work out the details, and we'll actually
we will.
out there.
Yeah, we will.
All right, here we go, everybody. Forrest Fenn interview. This was November of last year. It's kind of interesting now that the chest has been found to see things that he has said. Here we go. Anything else, Kpro?
No.
All right, we're gonna end it with this clip. Here we go, everybody.
Here we go.
Mr. Clue, go by the Beacon Star. Hold on. I know I have it somewhere.
Oh goodness.
Oh, son of a! I thought I had it. All right, give me a second. So while I'm looking in honor of Greg's birthday, why don't I just play this?
Oh, don't.
I know what you're asking yourself, and the answer is yes. I have a nickname for my penis. It's called the Octagon, but I also nickname my testes. My left one is James Westfall, and my right one is Dr. Kenneth Noisewater. If you ladies play your cards right, you just might get to meet the whole gang.
All right. Happy birthday, Greg. That's his favorite clip of all time.
Now, just to give a little bit of background, Mike went on Greg's show and he asked that for his birthday. And I say, shame on Greg. And tonight I say, shame on you, Mike.
I take requests.
I thought, well, you couldn't even find the clip because you put it in the Kpro has said, I'm not allowed to play this.
I put it in the do not play folder, but for Greg, I had to pull it out. Anybody else has requests? Let me know. Okay, here we go, everybody. Forrest, I'm picking up right where we left off last time. Here we go. Sure, it's up.
I try to keep them short because I don't want to bore people too much. But I think that's how that came about.
Why did you revise Once Upon a While?
Because it went out of print, and we were going to reprint it, and so I just decided to change a few mistakes that I made and throw another couple of stories in, so it would be a new book. And I started making doodles in it, and the doodles have taken me over. Now people won't buy my book from the bookstore unless it has a doodle in it. So I've created a monster.
What significance do the aberrations have, such as knowledge without the D?
Such as what?
The knowledge without the D?
I'm just having fun. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked me that question because I think it was Einstein that said information is more important than knowledge. What's the quote?
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
Yeah. So it begs for me to misspell a word. If knowledge is taking a back seat to information, then why not misspell a word? That went over everybody's head. And I think that's so funny that I've done a lot of things like that. And I relish in the thought that I'm saying things that I'm the only one that knows what I said.
Did you ever anticipate every word that you would say or anything you would do would be taken as a clue or a hint for your treasure chest?
That's one of the things I did. I mean, no, I mean, that's preposterous, really. But I know that that's happened. And there's a guy by the name of Chris LaFrida. Do you know that name? He has a PhD in electrical engineering, and he designs and makes microchips for a living. I mean, this guy's no dummy. He's a treasure hunter. Lives back east, and he figured that if he read my books and learned something about me, then he could find a clue that would take him to the treasure. So he called me on the phone. I'm like, he told me some things that were interesting to me, so I invited him to come see me. And he wanted to see my Vietnam scrapbook. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff from Vietnam, photographs and different things. And 328 combat missions are written in great detail. That I wrote them as soon as I landed. I mean, this is something that it's pretty elaborate. So he started going through those things, and he couldn't believe some of the things that were in there. And he got interested in the fact that I'd been shot down twice, and once in Vietnam and once in Laos. And I made the comment in my debriefing after having been shot down in Laos. I made the comment that I'd just come off a tanker and the airplane was full of fuel, and I ejected from the airplane and I watched it crash into what we call a cliff or a bluff in this country. They call karst over there. And he got into that thing mathematically, and he figured that the airplane flew for 55 seconds after I ejected out of it. And he hired a couple of guys, an expatriate from Australia and some local Laotian natives, and they all got machetes, and there were a lot of tigers in that jungle. So they hired this guy with an AK-47 to go with them, and they hacked their way through the jungle. I mean, these gave me wonderful videos of them doing this. And they went to the spot where the airplane crashed, except it wasn't there. But they knew it had been there, so they started cutting the underbrush, the stuff that's a foot off, the weeds that are a foot off the ground. And then they start picking up pieces of my airplane. Aluminum tubing. They found a big piece of one of my tires, and he got the nomenclature off of that, and he researched, and he found out, because he wanted to make sure that was my airplane, my F-100. So he found out that tire, the nomenclature on that tire told him that only 2 different types of fighters in the Vietnam War used that tire, and the other airplane was an F-106, and we lost 6 F-106s, and he researched where every one of them crashed, and there was another F-100 that crashed about 2 miles from where my airplane was. So he did some research and eliminated that. And I mean, he wrote a lengthy story about that. And the closest village was 2 miles away, and 11 people lived in that village. Well, he hired he got permission from the chief of the village. I mean, the chief of 11 people, and hired a couple of people out of that village to go with him, and they knew where the wreckage was. The airplane was gone because he was told that the Chinese wanted the metal. They were buying all kinds of metal, and they took that airplane apart, I think, a screw at a time, and hauled it out of there. But a lot of the things they didn't want, and those things are still there. And he gave me a little cast aluminum piece of my airplane that laid in that jungle for 51 years, waiting for those guys to come get it. I mean, that's one of my prized possessions today. But
I was gonna say, how did that make you feel when you saw the piece and now you have it?
When I was filling my treasure chest up with things that I wanted it to be valuable, which means you have to put small things in there. And so I put several hundred, or maybe 1,000 gold nuggets in there. There's some beautiful little jade pieces, and I'm trying to get to your question.
No, please, yeah,
And
you're fine.
But when everything was ready to go hide the treasure chest, I had kind of an empty feeling. I'm going to go hide this treasure chest, but it's not with me anymore. I mean, I'm not part of it, and I felt empty. And I started thinking about that, and then it came to me. I had this wonderful little bracelet that Richard Wetherell, when he climbed down into Mesa Verde the very first time, he discovered Mesa Verde. When he climbed down the very first time and entered Mesa Verde, the ruins, he picked up these 22 little disc turquoise beads. A year or so later, when he was excavating the ruin, Richard Wetherill had an Indian working for him in the excavation that made a little rope bracelet out of those 22 beads. Well, a lot of things happened. An Indian shot and killed Richard Wetherill. I mean, there's a myriad of events that took place after that, but then the bracelet was sold to Fred Harvey of the Harvey houses, you know, the Grand Canyon. He owns all those concessions. And then when he died, that collection was being acquisitioned into the Herd Museum in Phoenix. Well, it just so happened that Byron Harvey was a friend of mine. He was a relative of Fred Harvey's, and I was talking to him one day, and he showed me this bracelet. And I said, well, I'll play you a game of pool for that bracelet. This guy was certifiably crazy. I mean, you had to like the guy, but when I first went in his house in Phoenix, he had Maria Potts lined up, and he was rolling one like a bowling alley, breaking Maria Potts. I mean, he was known to jerk the phone off the wall in the Herd Museum because he got mad. But anyway, I won that bracelet in a pool game. So I told myself, you know, if I put that bracelet in this treasure chest, that's part of me. And that was the last thing I put in. I closed the lid and I said, yeah, that's okay. I'm part of the thing from now on. But then when Chris LaFrida sent me that little piece of my airplane, I got the same feeling, you know, I've been full circle. And I could feel myself subconsciously relaxing a little bit, if that makes any sense. And yeah, it was closure for me. And all of a sudden, I'm in the back of my mind, I've always been sorry that I jumped out of that airplane, because it was a good airplane. It 274 times it took me out in combat mission, and they brought me back, and now I'm gonna desert this guy that's done all these things for me for 12 months. And I think by gaining that little piece of a cast aluminum, I think, I really don't know what I'm talking about, but I can feel that it has affected me to the point where that little piece of metal now is one of my prized possessions. I mean, that may sound crazy to you, because it is crazy.
Now, do you feel the same way about the bracelet? Do you still want the bracelet back?
Sure, it's a $350 bracelet. It's the only cheap thing in there. And it's the only silver piece. I mean, everything else is gold, and here's a silver bracelet with turquoise. It's not an expensive piece of rock like an emerald or something. But sure, I mean, I'd like to have that thing back.
Okay.
But I think a lot of it depends on how it comes back too. And I don't want to dwell on that, but sure, I mean,
so when
I don't want to get it in the mail. I'd like for somebody, the people that finds a treasure, I would like for him to hand it to me, and let's talk about it and warm up to it a little bit. I mean, it can get very abstract if you're not careful.
Well, so talking about when someone does find the treasure, it is there, the chest and the contents are theirs, correct? They will own that treasure.
I said in my poem, I give you title to the gold.
Okay.
But there are a lot of subchapter S's to that rule too. But I don't want to go there.
Okay. What recommendation do you give to the finder? Do you think they should be public? Do you think they should remain anonymous?
I've said several times that if you find that treasure chest, put it under your bed and leave it there for 30 days without doing anything. There's a lot that you need to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of things. I've spent a lot of time thinking about that. I spent $5,000 with an attorney researching what happens if it's found on private property, Indian land, government land being Bureau of Reclamation, Corps of Engineers, BLM, National Park Service, Forest Service. There's 20 of those things, and every one of them has a different rule. So it's not that easy, but it's certainly doable. And that's why I say put it under your bed and leave it for 30 days, because you need to think about every one of those things.
Now, when you have thought about that, there has been a lot of media recently of transitions of land from, let's say, BLM to a different type of land. Did you consider that when you worked, so if the treasure's on one type of land and it transitions to
I
a
don't want to
different?
go there.
Don't want to go there, okay. So the fine.
But let me make one comment. If you rent a cabin on private property in northern New Mexico, it's sitting out there by itself, you rent it. What are you renting? You're renting a place to sleep, but are you renting the backyard? Are you renting the front yard? Can you use the barbecue pit out there? And if you can use those things, then that's your property, isn't it, for 24 hours? You see where this can go?
Now, do you want your final location to be known, or are you ambivalent to that?
What
So
do
when
you mean-
the-
what
when
do you
the-
mean my final location?
The final location of the treasure chest, where that special spot to you?
That's up to the person that finds it. And if he says he doesn't want anybody to know, in a million years, I would not tell anyone.
Do you mind if he does tell everyone?
It's his decision.
Okay. Why do you think the treasure chest has not been found up to this point?
Because nobody has figured out the clues. You know, they asked Willie Sutton why he robbed banks. He said, because that's where the money is.
What do you estimate the number of searchers at this point, or searches?
Well, 2 summers ago, I spent a half a day on that search again. At that time, I had received 250,000 emails. That's 100 a day for 9 or 10 years. I forget now what. And that was 2 years ago. But I just don't know. There've been a number of people searching in all 4 states. I think the more people search in New Mexico than people make a big deal out of Montana and Wyoming, northern Colorado. They're kind of overlooking New Mexico. But the mayor of Santa Fe gave me a proclamation because the occupancy rate in the motels was up 6% over two years in a row, and nobody could figure out why. They blamed it on their treasure chest. And there's so many fun things that have happened. You know, I've said this before. I got this email from this little 7 or 8 year old girl, and she said, Mr. Fenn, if I find a treasure, do I have to share it with my brother? You know, so that makes it all worthwhile to me. There was a man who had not talked to his brother for 17 years. He found out about the treasure, so he called his brother. Now they're avid searchers for the treasure. I mean, there have been some tragedies along the way, but you know, those things happen. There have been. Did you know that an average of 9 people are killed at the Grand Canyon every year? I mean, nobody's talking about shutting down the Grand Canyon.
All right, we're going to cut it right there at 32:29, everybody. So we will pick it up next time at 32:29. And then remember, once the Forrest Fenn interview is done, we still have the Douglas Preston and Forrest Fenn together. We did an interview with them together side by side. So we will show the whole thing live and unedited, but you can't see it, Kitty, because you're a cat.
Eh,
And black
well,
and-
and a couple questions that came up is why did he say he? Forrest has said he many times. Older generations often use the pronoun he's, in my opinion, rather than she or they or when they don't know, or he, she, which is a lot of more of the non-gender specific pronouns that are used nowadays. Someone else asked who was coughing in the background. That was Alan. He was sick. He had children. Mike had children. I have children. That was one of the reasons we did not do this interview at Forrest's home. This was before coronavirus, but only a few months, and it was cold and flu season, and he did not want to get Peggy sick. As we know, he focuses on his family and the health of his family, and so you can hear, and we let Forrest know that beforehand. Alan was getting over a cold, and that's why we were in Douglas's office. And of course, someone always asks about that wine collection. That is not Forrest, that was Douglas's, and no, we did not get any.
And the other thing is, we will again Thursday. Thursday is the show on the Cowlazars channel, Coffee with Kpro and Cow. I don't know what the topic's going to be yet. We'll figure that out. But we want to hear from you on our new time. We started this 2 hours later. We're thinking of keeping it that way. Email kpro3@aol.com or email cowlazars@gmail.com and just let us know. Or you can put it in the comments of this video. Just let us know what you think of the time change. It works out a little bit better for us being on Pacific time. Yeah, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific on Mondays and Thursdays. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, and Mike, are we going live with Thursday with all that is happening in your
Oh,
life?
that's true. Yeah, it's possible we could skip Thursday, everybody. We'll see. Yeah, you're right. That's probably, and yeah, we'll see. You got to subscribe, guys. That's how you know when we go live. As soon as
we're trying to keep on a schedule, but we have a couple family commitments and things.
Away.
I know that darn life. So
yeah, so there may not be a show Thursday. That's right. I kind of forgot.
Can I say what's happening tomorrow because I'm so excited?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
My probably most favorite person on earth other than Mike, Mama Cowlazars is coming into town, and so I really like her, and we we're the old biddies. That's what Mike says, because we sit and chit chat and we're like the old biddies. So I cannot wait, and we have something in common, which we both adore, Mike, and so I'm so excited. I know Mama Cowlazars, you're probably doing your last little packing and things. We have a few surprises here, plus you're visiting, which is just, you are the present in itself. So
yeah, so that'll be fun. And then also her two sisters will be in town too, or my two aunts. So we're gonna have all three in the house here, the strip. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, we don't know when we're gonna go live next. Thanks for reminding me of that. But if you subscribe when we go live, you'll be notified. So over here on the Hint of Riches, there on the Cowlazars channel, on the Facebook group, which is Cowlazars and Kpro's Grand Adventure. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. The Grand Adventure will be coming up August 22nd. So me and Kpro will get the details on that.
Oh, I think we're gonna have some fun with a little bit of a competition going on. I'm just saying.
We got to come up with what the rules and what the details are going to be. So we'll see. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you had
Cowless sisters. Nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clip. All right. Thanks, Dog. Appreciate it, everybody. Oh, a Gypsy's Kiss says bets on the big August 4th announcement. Are you taking bets, Christy?
Sure. Anybody want to bet there's anything more than nothing?
Wait, are you that there is going to be an announcement, or that it's going to be a big zero? Oh, so you're saying no
zero
tomorrow?
Zero.
All right, Forrest, if you're watching, you can never mind. If he's got an announcement, he will make it. That's all.
Wait, but I don't know if you saw earlier, Toby. I am going to be with Cynthia tomorrow. So we might just think shenanigans and just roll with it if we do anything silly.
That's all.
I think I know I have the technology wise, but oh shoot, Toby and I agree. $100 on Zip, not a nothing. No, because that's what I say. So yeah, no, and I like the $2 bet. The $2 bet's my favorite. But what yeah, no, I think not as if Toby and I agree, oh my gosh, the world might turn backwards. We both agree, Zip, not a nothing. So does that mean Forrest is going to put out everything, including the salt? Sorry, too silly.
And they're talking about Iron Man. You know what we watched last night? We watched a little movie called Weird Science last night. And if you guys remember Weird Science with Kelly LeBrock, uh, Robert Downey Jr. is in that movie. Robert Downey Jr. plays one of the knuckleheads at the school. It's like one of his early movies. So
Uh,
you see that movie and you go, that was going to be Iron Man someday. It's pretty crazy. Weird Science is one of those classic 80s. John Hughes, right? Is that his name? John Hughes.
yeah, so my daughter has gone into this whole retro thing because she's the coolest person ever, and she's super popular with like she just walks in a room and she's popular. And so she came to me and she was like, "Do you know who Marky Mark is? Mark Wahlberg?" And I was like, "I had a poster in my room of him growing up." And she was like, he's old now, but he was dreamy like 20 years ago. And she's really into rap and all that. So she's going to this retro thing. So then we showed her Weird Science. We're going to show her. She has a show with Hilary Swank, or a movie. And I was like, oh, that was based on Dangerous Minds. So I showed her the Dangerous Minds of 20 years. So she's starting to realize like life existed on this planet before her, which is the next step. Yeah.
Or the slushy on both of them. That's right. Weird Science was hilarious. 3 O'clock High is the one I want to watch with them. That is an awesome high school movie. 3 O'clock.
I've never
High,
watched
buddy. You've
Uh-uh.
never seen 3 O'clock High?
No, but I haven't watched a lot of movies, so I watched that one.
Nobody messes with the Duker. Anybody? 3 O'clock High. Such good movies from the 80s. But anyway, we will get there. So yeah, maybe no show for a little while, guys.
No, there'll be a show, but it might be just a little
the
bit.
weekend
We
or
might be a little off. Yeah.
But there will be one Monday. Well, then again, hopefully we'll be back Monday night. We got a lot going on, so we'll figure it out, guys. If you subscribe, you'll be notified, and if you join the Facebook group, we post it there when we go live. So the naked lady and the piano flying up the chimney. And do you know one of the bikers that shows up is the same? Yeah, you must have missed that. One of the bikers that shows up is the exact same one from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, or the original Mad Max. Let me think about that. Mad Max.
Yeah, I'm starting.
Mad Max, not the Australian one, but the first Mad Max. He was the biker that had on the.
You know what's funny is there are two discrete conversations happening in chat. Half of them are on what you're saying, and half of them are on the Forrest Fenn hunt.
We could do a channel. We could just start doing movie Mondays or something, and just talk about old movies. We're all in our.
Do you remember when we did that? We did one show that we were talking about like movies and TV shows or something.
A lot of fun. Yeah, movie quotes, The Blues Brothers, one of my all-time favorite movies. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I think we could do an entire one on Hamilton.
Hey, I've watched Hamilton like 5 guys, everybody. Oh, it reminds me, Stephen Grogan's got a book out called Lafayette, and it is about that Lafayette from the Revolutionary War. The Lafayette that is in Hamilton. It's a fictional story, but it ties in what was going on in America at the time. So I have the book. Actually, next show I will show it. And if anybody's interested in ordering it, his website is spgrogan.com. Check that out.
Oh, goodness.
But order Vegas Die from us, everybody.
Yeah, Vegas died. That's going to be a big. We want to get to 40, so then he puts out a hint right away, and we're going to take this. He says he's a little worried right now that we're going to just solve it very quickly, but nothing's what it seems. Right. Oh, just you wait. Oh, I do have to say, Usual Suspect. Usual Suspect. Kaiser Sose.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
After the 80s, but that's okay. That's still a good one.
I haven't watched a lot of movies, but I will say over the years, there's a few that I just go, oh, like I do have to say Dangerous Minds. I think I was in high school when it came out. And it was such a big one because we were all like hardcore and all that. And then
Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah. Well, and then Mike's like Ferris Bueller and she's like, what? And we're like, yeah, okay.
Bueller's Day Off. Come on, Matthew Broderick. War Games. Would you like to play a game? There's so many awesome movies. Well, one I want to show the kids is the original Poltergeist.
No.
Go toward the light.
Well, but here's the thing. The original Poltergeist, that's the one that has that clown doll, right?
Yes, the clown.
That's the only.
Yes.
That is the only scary movie. That's the only scary movie I ever watched in my life. And here was the problem. You guys know Anne, right? And the doll, I thought that was the clown for the rest of my life. It scared the hell out of me forever.
You should just use Zoom viewing parties of these old movies. Who did a Zoom viewing party? Was that Agent
Toby?
Toby,
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, it's just good movies to talk about. It's our childhood. I mean, it's mine.
Yeah, no, not Poltergeist. My kids, God,
the original Poltergeist, not the remake, the original.
I didn't even know there was a remake. Why would you remake such an awful movie?
And one of the best ones of her is the original Willy Wonka. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That is a
Yeah.
good movie. Yeah.
I've actually watched the old one and the new one, and I've enjoyed both of those. Those were both really good movies. My kids were both.
Johnny
into both.
Depp one? No.
Oh
The
no.
Johnny Depp Willy Wonka? No.
I like them both.
Oh, okay. But you have your opinion, and that's a Phantasm with the ball. That's a crazy one. What about Puppet Master? Remember those little damn puppets that were killing everybody? Puppet Master. You didn't
No,
remember?
I don't like. And no, I watched one scary movie, and then we don't need that. We have that in our everyday life. I don't.
But you've seen The Exorcist, which is the scariest movie of
No.
all time. Oh, you never saw The Exorcist?
Never. I saw one preview. I have to turn off when they like put on the Saw movie is coming up. I turn off the TV immediately. I can't handle. No, like why is that entertaining to think you're gonna die? Like
Blade, Chucky.
No.
All great movies.
no.
The Exorcist will make you read the Bible before you go to bed. At least back in the 80s when it came out. The Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Who saw it in the theater? Those UFOs.
No,
in the
okay.
theater?
You know what was super scary and crazy for me?
What?
E.T. E.T.
E.T. is a good movie. I mean, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, no.
scary.
Yeah, that's as scary as I go. That's as scary as I go.
Oh,
You know
wow.
what? Just think of me and Eric. If Eric would
Yeah,
be scared of it,
Yeah.
I would like I'm good. Me and Eric, if we can't be in the room together watching the movie.
Ooh, The Shining's a good one too. I remember Creep Show. In my mom's
No.
basement, I have the original comic book from the Creep Show from the early 80s. And then they made it, Stephen King's book, they made it into the movie Creep Show, which is pretty good. Yeah, Scream movies are kind of cool. Yeah. So many good movies. Yeah, we could do a whole thing. I mean, we could go 70s and 80s and 90s and just what are the favorites and what are the movie quotes that we all remember? I mean, yeah, there's so many. Uncle Buck.
Do we want hit the breaking news button?
Uh-oh, breaking news, everybody.
Got an email. So Dale and I have been interchanging a little bit, and I told him I might start some shenanigans tomorrow between Cynthia and I, and he said I wouldn't count on anything new tomorrow.
Dale just now said would not count on anything.
I just got the email within 10 seconds.
Shout out to Dale. Thanks for watching. Yeah, guys, like we said, Forrest is not on anybody's timetable but his own.
Well,
And
not
maybe
only
the
that,
side
I
guy
think when
protected.
Dale said it like, oh, somebody randomly has said August 4th. Does that mean one of the 20 people? And Mike, I'm going to have to get you involved with one of them or just block, I guess. Anyway, yeah, no, we still have people saying, I have it. I have it.
If you want to send us your solve, that's fine. But just send one email. Don't send 50. Don't send 10. Don't send 2. Just send one email with your solve, and we're not going to contact you. There is a finder that had the real solve. Yours may be close. Yours may be very close, but we're going to wait until we get that real solve to find out. The only other thing is somebody, a lot of people are like, have me on, do a show about solves. I just don't know if we want to do that. I don't know if we want to have a marathon and have everybody go over there for us.
Okay. I've been in chat several times this week saying something about that. So let's just talk about that later, Mike.
It's a possibility,
no, we're
but
not. No
that.
possibility. No.
We have the treasure hunting amusement park. Why talk about the ride that shut down until we find out the actual reason it was shut down, not why everybody guesses why it was shut down, why it was found. We have all the other rides to talk about. We have the Grand Adventure to do. And then we have to come up with a cool name for Kpro's. Could be Kpro's Grand Adventure, or she could come up with something else. We'll see.
Oh, I'll come up with something else, and I'll do it with my peeps. You don't need to be. Oh no, if we're doing a competition, you're allowed to set up the stream, and then you whoosh whoosh go.
Well, mine is going to be a bunch of videos. It's not going to be solved in 2 hours. I can tell you that. It's
mine will be better, and it won't be solved in 2 hours either.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Oh,
That's a good movie.
ET gave M3 honestly nightmares. Oh no, someone's coming to town August 4th. John Brown says. Okay.
David Piazzano says, anybody remember the Herbie movies? I saw Herbie the Love Bug in the drive-in movie theater at 8 Mile and Gratiot. Anybody? Where are my Detroit people at? 8 Mile and Gratiot. Herbie the Love Bug. It's gone now. I think there is a drive-in theater here in Vegas, but I've never been to it.
Yeah, well, Gypsy's Kiss says Zippo. Nada Rooney, nothingness. Nada nunca. Nunca. Let's see. I remember in Spanish class it was no, nada, nunca, nudi. I don't know. My Spanish 3 is starting to slip. My 3 years of Spanish. Yeah, no más. Not tomorrow anyway.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Well, that's
No idea what you were talking about.
that's because
What
of
about
you.
Captain Ron? Talk about a good movie. Captain Ron. Martin Short, Kurt Russell, Escape from New York City. Come on, Snake Plissken, Escape from New York City. I mean,
I
now
have
you
no
watch it,
idea
you're
what
like,
you're
oh,
talking
it's
about.
horrible graphics, but
No, but I don't even know what you're talking about. You could be saying, oh, well, anyway, it doesn't matter.
good movies. Anyway, I used to watch a lot of movies.
Oh, study up on your French. I had an interpreter with me. I wasn't getting, my daughter was better at French than I was. So, okay. Overboard. Okay. There's a movie I like.
Goldie Hawn.
Oh, Goldie Hawn and Kurt they said that's what tanked them as a couple forever on the screen because it was so bad. But oh, I love that. I've watched that many times.
Okay, here's one one of the few movies I can't think of the name of. Going way back. What about the movies with Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase? Where somebody was trying to kill Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase was like the detective. And the little midget was in there. Remember the Billy
If you
Bart-
say that word again, I will beat you. You can't
we
say
bring
that.
it full circle on the Hint of Riches channel. It's full circle. Back to the little people.
No, and I'm gonna have to like delete this video that you don't say that word.
Wizard of Oz, the original.
No, that is like saying the inappropriate word.
Hey, easy over
It
there.
is. You have to look it up.
All right, little people. Billy Barty was the little guy from what was the name of it though? Chevy Chase, Goldie Hawn. Somebody was trying to kill her. Anybody? Not Fletch, although the Fletch was the really good movies.
Ooh, don't
Six
ever
People,
watch
Kpro
The
with
Entity. Entity?
Oh, The Entity is a good one. Yeah.
Is it
about
scary?
a spirit that goes after a
Oh.
girl in a certain
No.
Yeah, it's you
No.
would freak out. You
No.
would freak out. Little foul play. That's it. Thank you, Moisturize. We should have had a contest. Foul play.
Moisturize. Did you?
Fletch are really good movies.
Okay, I can't do this anymore.
No, Goldie Hawn wasn't in Fletch, but Chevy Chase was, and he played a lot of different characters in Fletch. I remember he goes into the one office. He just walks in, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Rosa's boss." And she's like, "Who's Rosa?" And he goes, "My secretary." And he just keeps going. It's just little quirky things like that from Fletch. They're really good. But anyway, yeah, there's so many great movies. I know. Bad News Bears.
Ooh, okay, I was a sports kid. I watched that one big time.
The original. Yeah.
Because we
Yeah,
would
but
say
we-
like we're the Bad News Bears this year. I got put on a team on the last day of adding on. We were like 0-8, and we're like, we're gonna win it, Bad News Bears, and we won like the Grand Slam.
Airplane, Shirley. Don't stop calling me Shirley. Airplane was great. Oh man, there's so many good ones. Blazing Saddles. All I gotta say is Blazing Saddles. Excuse me while I whip this out. Blazing
Bird on a Wire was awful, Lori, but it was good. I'm just I
Clockwork
am.
Orange. There's a disturbing.
How
one.
did we get here?
I
We
know.
are
I
a
can make
treasure
some
hunt.
coffee. We can go another hour on movies.
Oh, sounds like the beginning of a marathon,
That would be
Alec.
marathon. That would be pretty
Oh goodness.
I should do a grand adventure. Oh, Jewel of the Nile. That's a treasure hunting movie. What was her name? Joan Wilder. Joan Wilder. Yeah, I could do a grand adventure around great movies. But anyway, yeah, who remembers going to Blockbuster to actually rent these movies? And then you try and get there, and the new release is all out, and you're standing there by the checkout.
No, this was the
Big
coolest
bag.
part. My brother worked there. That was one of his first jobs.
Blockbuster.
Yes, and he would call me and he's like, "Get down here." And by the time we get down there, it was like a drug deal. He would be like, "Okay, hurry, get in line," and then he would like put it up on the thing, like, "Okay, I have that for you." Yeah,
That's
so
hilarious. I
that was
remember-
when, but we couldn't get more than two. No, not more than one a week, because my dad would allow us one Blockbuster video as teenagers.
Carlton
one
Coates
movie.
was a manager at Blockbuster. That's funny.
Oh,
So here's one. We're going way back. I have never seen the movie. What's the one I told you I've never seen? No, I just slipped my mind. The black and white movie about the jury trial. To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
I've never seen To Kill a Mockingbird. It's my mother's favorite movie, and maybe we'll watch it while she's here. I've always wanted to watch it. And then, of course, there's The Godfather. I mean, come on, we're talking Jaws, the original Jaws. The
I saw
Godfather.
Jaws. I didn't see The Godfather. Well,
Made it
so
top three, we couldn't refuse.
so my stepdad was really big into that and got the whole series in a CD collection for me, and me and my mom. And I was like, "Oh, I wouldn't do it." And she's like, "You hurt his feelings." But I'm like, "No, there's like I watched Casino with Sharon Stone,
Yeah.
and the guy's eye popped out. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see mob stuff. Like, no, that
Vegas Die.
scares me.
Everybody
No.
pick up Vegas Die. It's not that bad, but it's similar.
John Fokker, no more Forrest Fenn talk. You can go now. Thanks for being here.
Yes. Bye-bye. The Warriors come out and play. Yeah, watched it. I lived it. That's right, Randy. Us that were there in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. The Warriors was really good. We saw these movies. We lived these. The Blues Brothers, one of my favorite all-time movies.
Yeah, I mean, not so much, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, okay. That's what's funny is the stream has not been as active as it is right now with their famous for. Okay. How about conspiracy theory? How about the Pelican Brief?
Theory with Mel Gibson. Conspiracy theory.
Oh no, there's conspiracy theory.
Oh.
But if you want to talk a conspiracy theory type Pelican Brief with Julia Roberts.
What about the Tom Cruise one, the John Grisham novel where he's the lawyer? I thought for the mob. I thought
The Firm.
The Firm.
The
I thought
Firm.
was pretty good.
I've seen that. That was good. That was good.
We should do like movie trivia night, like Blues Brothers. Remember?
But
their
I
car?
suck at those nights.
He's like, shit. What? Cops? No. Yeah. Shit. It's just small things that I remember. I was like 9 years old when I saw the Blues Brothers in the theater. They probably have SCMODs, state, county, municipal offender data systems. What about Chud? Anybody see the Chud movies?
Well, John Miller just said rubber biscuit. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, it's a Blues Brothers thing.
Oh.
Chicken Wire, really? Chicken Wire? That ain't no Hank Williams Jr. song. I should make you watch the Blues Brothers. You'd probably like it. And
You should make me watch. Did you just say that?
Take away the iPad, take away the headset, take away your phone, and make you watch it.
You don't
Back
owe
then, we didn't have
me.
anything.
You don't owe me.
We got a VCR, and I think 1982 it was. The Blues Brother was the very first videotape that we ever bought. So I've watched it many, many times.
Okay, I had
Nicholson.
vinyl and an 8-track, and I had beta, and I remember it was huge. When everyone else went to CD and DVDs, we finally got a VHS player. So
my buddy had a beta with beta tapes. We used to make stupid videos on it, and I think his dad taped over them. Even back then, we were doing YouTube videos before there were YouTube videos. We had a big video camera that was like this big, you put on your shoulder, and it was beta. The tape would go in it, and then the tape would go in the thing. Too funny.
We are silly gooses, I will say.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's already really late here because we went on later, so it's later of later. So we're wrapping up
Pet
tonight.
Detective Jim Carrey. Okay. All right, everybody. We should do a show though. If we just want to get silly one night, let's talk about old movies. The old movies that we remember. The Last Starfighter. Anybody? Okay.
Look at everybody. Red Dawn, Patrick Swayze, Airwolf.
Wolverines. That was a great one.
Yeah.
John Claude Van Damme. All the Arnold movies. How about Predator? The first Predator? Come on. Rocky. The first.
I watched Rocky.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff.
Good
All
stuff.
those people are millionaires now. Well, except for the guy that starred with the guy in Weird Science. You never saw him again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is he?
Garrett. Yeah, who knows? Nobody ever saw him again. But good stuff. Roadhouse. I know you've seen Roadhouse.
Practical Magic.
Dirty
No, I
Dancing.
didn't watch Roadhouse, but Practical Magic, Midnight Margaritas. I think that's that movie.
What's the Cher movie? The pizza thing? Cher? You guys know. I probably have seen it. Moon.
Princess Bride. Blindside. Blindside was a good one. I really like it.
Bride's a good one.
See, I've watched a few movies. I'm not totally a dork.
How about Tremors? Remember the big things under the ground? Tremors?
Oh no, I watched like the first
That's
2
not
minutes.
scary. Oh, jeez. And that leads me into Dune. How about the original Dune?
I don't even know what
that
that means.
movie's supposed to be coming out. They're supposed to
Okay, would you give
theater
Tremors?
kept it
Would
open.
you invite Eric to sit down and watch Tremors?
Yeah, Tremors is not really scary like that.
Nope.
I don't
Nope. Oh, he would be, Dad,
What
I need
about-
to sleep with you tonight.
What about one of the original or the old Stephen King movies, Emilio Estevez, where the trucks come alive?
Never.
It wasn't called
Never.
Trucks, was it?
Stephen King, I run.
I don't
No.
think the name of it was.
No.
All the trucks, the semis are going after him. Emilio Estevez. It wasn't called Trucks.
Oh, did you ever watch U-Turn with Sean Penn?
Yeah. Yes. I'm pretty
That
sure.
was a little it was a little out there, but it was a good movie.
Breakfast Club. The Spice Must Flow. That's right, Jack. Dune was cool. Dune was just intricate. Dune was like.
Oh, we were
and
just
that's
talking
powerful.
about Stand By Me. Gallatin Ghost said Stand By Me. We were talking about with the kids.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
is that a
Stand By
movie
Me is
for
a
'em?
good one.
Yeah.
And then somebody just got me this today, so
Yeah. Is there that was a surprise. It was just on the
You're
command
not
center.
the droid you're looking for.
I don't know who she was, but she's not allowed back.
Overdrive. Thank you, Texas T. Overdrive. So many Dune. I mean, just so many good movies.
Pet Cemetery, that sounds awful.
The original Pet Cemetery you never saw?
I never heard of it. What are you talking about?
King. It's where the pets come
See,
alive.
Stephen King. No, I can tell you no.
Stand, even though
No.
the movie and TV shows with the book, The Stand, was really good. Captain Trips, COVID-19.
Oh my God.
Randall Flagg, everybody. Yeah.
Ah! If y'all just shouted out your best ideas of the chase solution, like the movie names, we would have been wrapping this up in 10 minutes.
Now, let me ask if you've seen this movie, Fiddler on the Roof, Barbara Streisand. Have you seen that movie? I have not. I always hear
No.
about it, but never seen it.
No,
Somebody put Fiddler on the Roof. That's their movie. Mommy Dearest. Now, there's a scary one. Mommy Dearest.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen
no.
King, Thinner. I remember that one. Time Bandits. Wow. Keep going back.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day. Bill Murray.
Oh, I watched that.
Bill Murray's first movie ever, Meatballs. That was a great one. I remember.
No, but the movie you just said, Groundhog Day, that was funny. I
Yeah.
like that.
All the Bill Murray movies are good, except Razor's Edge, which I've never seen because he tried to do a serious movie. Shining and No Wire Hangers Ever. Yeah. Yeah, so many great movies. What about Gremlins? I know you've seen Gremlins, right?
Oh my God. That was my first, like after Poltergeist, I tried Gremlins.
Yeah.
Oh, and I couldn't. And actually, somebody in my life, I don't remember, my aunt or somebody sent me the good Gremlin. And then I watched it where they get like wet and then they look gross and they're awful. And then I was scarred again. And that's why I was like, I'm never watching a scary movie again.
Scarred again?
No, it was awful. No, these movies are not okay. So Rose Red. I don't know that movie.
That's a newer one from Stephen King. How about Fright Night? Fright Night, anybody? About the Roddy McDowell is in it. Fright Night, about the vampire moves in next door. Very last line of the movie. Brewster, you're too cool. Fright Night. It's a good one. These are some good movies. Wait, Barbara Streisand was not in Fiddler on the Roof? Do I have that wrong? Well, like I say, I didn't see the movie, so I could be wrong.
So I did watch Beaches, and I didn't like that one. It was okay, but everybody was like over the moon, like, oh, it was the greatest thing ever. I just, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy, 48 Hours.
Oh, I did watch Beverly Hills Cop, and I did watch, what was the other one you just said?
48 Hours with Nick Nolte.
Oh, no, not Heath. No, but the Bruce Willis one. What was the Bruce Willis one?
Oh, Die Hard.
Oh, I did watch a couple
I'll tell you
of
a story. It's like 1983 or 84, whenever Die Hard came out. We're at the Beacon East movie theater on 8 Mile and Kelly, Beacon East, right across from Eastland Mall. We go to see Die Hard, and they're like, welcome everybody. We're showing another movie for free, which was Colors with Ice-T and Robert Duvall. So me and my parents watched Die Hard and Colors back to back, 2 movies. Never seen a movies back to back before, so that was pretty awesome. I was like 13 years old. We used to do movies a lot. As I think back on it, we used to do movies a lot. But yeah, the Goonies, everybody knows the Goonies. But seeing these in the theater, I think Lethal Weapon was good. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is a great movie.
Like, okay, Street says Stir Crazy. What is that?
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. You never saw the Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor? They made a couple movies where they go to prison and stuff. Oh,
Basketball Diaries. Like some of these, I'm like,
that's Marky Mark, isn't it? Or that's Leonardo DiCaprio too. So of course Titanic was on the other day, but that's newer stuff. We're kind of talking about older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Being John Malkovich. Yep.
Nothing. I got nothing.
I want my $2. Anybody?
Fifth Element. I don't know what that is.
Fifth Element was with Bruce Willis. Yep. Men at Work. Best movie of the 80s. Men at Work. I'm thinking of the Australian band Men at Work. Vegemite Sandwich. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? That was Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp. Yeah, that was good. Did you guys know, fun fact for you, did you know that Johnny Depp was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street? He dies in like the first 10 minutes, but he was the boyfriend that gets killed in the very beginning. Nightmare on Elm Street. I should make you watch that one. Now that one is a scary.
Not happening.
It's like 12 of them now, but the original one, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Different girlfriend. You can take her out that night. Nope.
And then
not happening.
Michael Myers, the original Halloween. See, there's the scary movies from the 80s, and then there's the funny movies. There's kind of a divide there.
Right. That's the divide for me. Yeah.
Right.
You can have secret other girlfriend that likes that movies. Take her there, and you can take me.
Battlefield Earth. Cheech and Chong. My mom took me to see Up in Smoke. She had no idea.
Go watch Babadook. Babadook.
Babadook. It's on Netflix. It's a scary movie. I haven't watched it myself.
No, why is anybody saying scary movies? No, I haven't watched most movies in life. So let's start with ones that I might enjoy.
So you've probably seen Dances with Wolves, right, Kevin Costner?
No, I watched a preview to it, or a trailer, and the trailer had the wolf's tail as
Yeah.
he was on the boat, and I thought, no, if you're killing animals, I'm not about it.
That was just the way of life. It's about Indians. He's a soldier.
Sure, just like Nightmare on Elm Street's about killing.
Oh, it's a good movie. What about Field of Dreams? Anybody? Build It.
Oh, I did watch that. Build It and It Will Come. I didn't. It wasn't great for me, but it was okay.
Good baseball movie. Makes me want to collect cards. The Green Mile.
Oh yeah, because we need more cards around here.
The Money Pit. Man, the Robert Hanks, maybe his first movie. I remember
Robert Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. But he's got so many good movies. I mean, Forrest Gump was a good one. Tom Hanks got a lot of good
Tom
ones.
Hanks, and the one that he was
Bachelor
on the
Party.
island.
Oh, Castaway. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Bachelor Party.
The Money Pit was the best. I do vaguely remember the Money Pit. That was with Tom Hanks and the one from Cheers.
Yeah, Shelley somebody.
Shelley
Not Shelley Duvall, just somebody else.
Yeah.
What about Popeye? Robin Williams. I love that movie. When they did a movie on Popeye, this is like 81 or something. Yeah, it was pretty good actually.
I know, I was 5. I'm sorry.
I know. All right, everybody. Unless you want to keep going, I can go all night with movies with the movie.
No, I'm going to bed. I'm signing off, my friends, even though this has been fun. Yeah, how did we get here? You guys are so hilarious.
Basic Instinct.
Oh, Basic Instinct. That was a good movie. That was like kind of like The Firm. It was just so like suspense filled. It was, yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Nurse. You know what? They're making a movie or a series about Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
I
Nest.
haven't watched that.
Kind of how she becomes Nurse Ratched. I was just reading about it the other day.
I've heard about Nurse Ratched. I don't know what it means, and I don't care.
It's gonna be
Shelley
a
Long.
horrible-
Shelley Long.
Shelley Long, not
yeah.
Duvall. Shelley Duvall was hey Randy. Shelley Duvall was in The Shining with Jack Nicholson.
I think you and Randy have the same life in different parts of the country.
Both in Michigan back then, I'm assuming. I don't know how
No,
long.
but he's like, I heard you on one of your work calls today, configuring or doing whatever. Oh, there was a crash of this and crash of that. I think you and Randy would have a good time if you ever
off
went.
Azure. It's fun stuff. The Last Starfighter was cool. I mean, there's all these games.
Mrs. Doubtfire, I like that one too.
And then Pretty Woman, that's your movie, right? Pretty Woman.
Yes. Julia Roberts. I think I've watched every one of her movies. Well, no, she even has like an evil, terrible movie. I don't remember the name of it.
Where the husband goes after her?
Oh no, that one
The
too.
husband goes after her, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And he dies at the end. Go ahead. Try to beat up a woman. She kills him at the end.
The Secret of Nim, Amy, that was one of my all-time favorites. Animated movie with the rats, the mice, the rats. The Secret of Nim is really good.
No, it's like Mary or something like that, where she's like a murderer. So I don't know. I tried. But like all of them, Erin Brockovich. I could name almost every one of Julia Roberts' movies. She is just, I think, talented.
Sleepaway Camp. That sounds like one of those 80s slasher movies with some TNA for the teenagers like me.
Honey.
The Dark Crystal was really good. They redid The Dark Crystal on Netflix just recently, but I haven't watched it. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, too funny. PB Cates, everybody. The guys know what I'm talking about. Too funny.
Okay, thank you all for being here.
Movie marathon one of these days. All right, yeah, thank you for being here. We'll be back live. We don't know when. Watch some good movies.
We'll try to be on Thursday, but there might be some life getting in the way. You never know. Patch Adams made me cry until I cried.
Patch Adams is a good
until
one.
I cried. And Good Will Hunting. Oh, there's so many.
That's
Yeah, those were two good ones. So yeah.
Spicoli. All right, everybody. We will see you next time. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you thumbs up. Email us your favorite movies. We'll talk about it. Okay. See ya.
Bye.